the welcome return of Justin Smith. Justin, kia ora.
Oh, Atamaria, Andrew. How are you feeling?
I'm doing very well. Last time I saw you, you were saying, "Oh, I'm going to be away. I'm going to an island." I thought, "Oh gosh, is this Tahiti? Is this Hawaii?" A little bit closer to home, turns out.
Oh yes, much closer to home. So not a tropical island necessarily, but my wife and our 3 children just spent a beautiful few days on Kawa Island.
Oh wow, it is a South Pacific paradise, though, isn't it?
Oh my goodness, that place. Yeah, it's stunning. It's stunning. So this is, if you're not familiar with the region, we're just north of Auckland.
Yep.
A beautiful spot on the east coast. And honestly, I love that place. I've had the privilege of being there a few times. And like I was just telling you off air, it was actually the place that my wife and I got married. So I'm coming up on 16 years ago.
At the governor's house? Or?
No. We are very blessed enough to have some lovely family friends who have a spot there in a bay in Bonacord Harbour, the main harbour, opposite the yacht club. Beautiful outlook and, great little villa that they have there with really the quintessentials, like I was saying just a minute ago. A beautiful flat green lawn out the front of this villa, and it's got a white picket fence, and the water's just lapping right there.
You got to have the picket fence to keep the wallabies and the peacocks out, right?
Well, they're doing a decent job of the wallabies, but no, more so to just keep us and the children in, and that was the whole idea, was disconnect.
And disconnect's an important part of it, because this is a little bit off grid. This is a little bit like, you're a very sort of digital guy, and just being unplugged from that, coming back from a holiday going, I've got no idea what was happening in the rest of the world while I was having fun. How does that feel for you? Because, you're constantly on your phone, you're getting news feeds, you're getting updates, you're checking statistics. What does it feel for you to put that down and step away?
It is so important, and it's a principle of value that I picked up a few years ago with the team here, and we've spoken about it in the past.
Yep.
Something that I instituted called Digital Detox Day, which is a thing we do as a team, and it's super important, where we take a whole day and I ban all devices.
Yep.
Which is to say, no digital cameras, our phones. Yes, they're on our persons, but you're not allowed to pull them out unless it's an emergency.
Yep.
Tell your family and friends, look, we're going out to disconnect and to connect with each other and to connect with creation. And the reason why it's so important, especially in today's age, and I've ran the numbers again just to check that my maths when I first did it was right, was if you take all of the hours in a year and you take all of the time that you would spend working within that time, so 261 work days of the year. If you then assume you take all of your sick days that you're entitled to, 10 days, maybe 12, if you take all of that time off, as well as all of the leave that you're entitled to, if you have those entitlements, there's another 20 days. If you take away and take every single opportunity to not work that you can with weekends and all these leave entitlements, you're still left with 20% of your time in a year, 21%, 23, 25, at work. And when you work in a role like I do, which is incredibly digitally focused, that's 20% of my life that I am staring at a screen of some variety. And again, that's only in a work capacity and does not account for when you're at home.
I'm going to say you're a digital guy anyway.
Yeah.
Your idea of relaxing has some digital component to it normally. I know the theory and I know that this is something you practice, but as that happened the whole week, no devices, not being able to connect with what's happening in the world, did you miss it?
No.
Wow.
But that's something that it's actually something that's had to be a learned behavior, It's one of these things, as you mature, you start to understand the importance of, say, boredom and not having constant stimulation. And so actually, as a father, modeling that for my children and saying, hey, boys, you can bring your phones. It's going to be useless over there, pal. Sure, you can use it to take photos and videos, which you can share with all your friends when you get back. I'm fine with that. And I also my children don't have games on their phones because, again, these are communications devices with a camera attached to them effectively for them. So it was a really great opportunity for them to go, this phone's useless. I can't call my friends, post on WhatsApp or social media and whatever things that they have. And actually we set up a badminton net, and boy, did we have some
Wow.
rallies. And, my 3-year-old daughter's just running around in circles on the lawn with the football, and hey, boys, let's go up into the forest and explore. And just that's the entirety of what this experience and disconnecting is about. And it was just so important. And my cup is incredibly full because of it.
They're super good. Is there the tendency to, okay, detox over, jump back in? What have I missed? Let's post a whole bunch of stuff. Did you find that? Okay, yes, I've put that aside for a period of time, but do you ease back into it or straight in the pool?
Well, so a few different things that I do when I have these times and periods. When I take time off work, I really try and take time off work. So I'm not looking at my inbox. I turn all the notifications off. So all your guys' messages about everything that was happening, I didn't see a single thing until last night. So I actually did two things. One, I had something that I listed for free on Marketplace at the same time as I sort of re-enabled all my notifications. And I think I've completely cooked my phone because in 30 minutes, I had notifications like you wouldn't believe from those two avenues alone. And that's, I've learned about this, a terrible situation in Jamaica and all of these things that have happened over the weekend and things that are happening with, proposed tax rates for property. And just all of this has hugely smacked me over the head in the last 12 hours, but I've been blissfully unaware until then.
And the thing is, life went on when you didn't know about those things. Yeah, and hey, the situation in Jamaica and things happening in politics. We've been talking a lot about that this morning. Not saying that they're not important things, but they're not vital to your life. The messages from your co-workers, the messages from members of your team saying, hey, boss, we've got this situation, they figured it out.
Yeah.
Life goes on without the digital connection. Yeah, it does help us do what we do, but we shouldn't depend on it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that dependence is just, that's the thing. It's when you become so dependent on a technology or, for me as a leader, even as a person, I think I've done a fantastic job when I can step away for 5 days and know that the team have got it. And they think to themselves, what would Justin do? And they probably go, probably that. So let's do this thing that's probably the better idea over here instead. And they get it right. And so, it's a blessing and a privilege, but imperatively, being able to disconnect and be at peace with that.
And hey, credit to you that the team did absolutely tremendous whilst you're away. I'm not saying they didn't miss you, but hey, they got this. Really appreciate the leadership that you show in this space. Thanks so much for being part of this program as well. Thanks for your thoughts and comments and for joining us.
Anytime.
Hey, thanks very much for joining us in the Rhema studio. Thanks very much for watching the interview. It's kind of nice to have an audience, actually. And if you did like what you watched, then do give us a like, do give us the thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more interviews like that one, or perhaps even better, subscribe and those interviews will come straight to you. Don't forget to turn on your notifications, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.